Okay, everyone. How is everyone doing? We are here. Jen's going to join me hopefully in a moment. We're here doing one final test, one final tune up before the vaccine safety awareness marathon tomorrow. We have 24 hours of truth, as you can see at the bottom of the screen here. This is going to be an amazing, amazing event. I want to go over the guests right now while I'm waiting for Jen to hop on. Jen's going to be joining me for the beginning of the broadcast tomorrow. You know her as Jay Cherry. I'm going to go down. I'm old fashioned. I have everything scribbled on a list, okay? But I do have a Google Doc as well, that I'm using for professional purposes. But for my own purposes, I have a list here, a paper list I want to read from you. So we will be doing the kickoff at 10 a.m. tomorrow with myself and Jay Cherry. And then we will have Dr. Brian Hooker, the amazing Dr. Brian Hooker, who interviewed the CDC whistleblower William Thompson. He will be on at 10:30 a.m. At 11 a.m., the one and only Del Bigtree will be joining us, followed by Dr. Alvin Moss, the nephrologist out of Georgia. He or West Virginia, excuse me. I always get that wrong because I first saw him in Georgia at the ACIP meeting. Um, he will be joining us at 11:30, followed by Teresa Wrangham, the executive director from the National Vaccine Information Center, at 12:30 p.m. At 1 p.m., we will have Dr. James Lyons Weiler, our great friend Dr. Jack, will be joining us and giving us, I think, some kind of presentation he's going to do tomorrow. Followed by at 2 p.m., Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. Yes, the amazing Dr. Sherry Tenpenny will be joining us at 2 o'clock, followed by Kevin Barry and Jim Ramiguez at 3 o'clock. And they're going to come on together for just a half an hour, but it should be really exciting. Get some legal updates as to what's going on in the state of New York and New Jersey. And then at at 3:30 p.m. we have Dr. Teresa Deischer from California, one of our good friends. We had her on a couple months ago for another presentation, so that's going to be awesome. Followed by the amazing Mary Holland, Esquire, at 4 p.m., followed by Dr. Larry Pilevsky at 4:30 p.m. And at 4:30 p.m., when Dr. Larry comes on, that's when Jen is going to come on and take over as the host. See if she's having some technical difficulties. No, she's just said it's just taking a minute. You have to download a different browser when you use this software. The StreamYard software that we're using, new software only allows Chrome, Firefox, or Opera. So unfortunately, it's not that user friendly as far as browsers go, but it does seem to be working as far as getting the broadcast going, having it come through loud and clear. I think it's going to be great. So after Dr. Pileski, then at 5 p.m., we have Kim Mack Rosenberg, the amazing attorney, also out of New York. And we've had her for our events. We had her on a few weeks ago for the event with Dr. Jim Meehan, who's also going to be coming on. She's just an amazing attorney. We've had her here in person for our very first event with the Connecticut Freedom Alliance as well. Then, following Kim Mack Rosenberg, we have Kevin Jenkins from the Herbal Global Health Alliance in New Jersey. He will be joining us at 5:30 p.m., followed by Sterling Hill at 6 p.m. Sterling Hill is from MTHFR Support. She's best friends with Sheila Ely. Unfortunately, Sheila wasn't able to make it, so this was a last-minute substitution. Sheila set us up with Sterling Hill to take her spot. She's done amazing, amazing research. She's going to blow your mind with some of the stuff she's going to tell you. Okay, so we're looking forward to having her on at 6 p.m. And then at 6:30 p.m. we may have a special guest coming on. I'm not quite sure whether we'll be able to. If not, Sterling will take us through to 7 p.m. with the amazing Dr. Aaron Lewis. Our dear, dear friend, Dr. Lewis, will be joining us at 7 p.m., followed by Dr. Jim Meehan at 7:30 p.m. And he's going to stay on with Dr. Lewis. They're very good friends. They've become close, and so we're gonna have a little roundtable, sort of like we did a few weeks ago. I am so tired. I better get my sleep before this marathon. The last few days has been just absolutely insane. So okay, hold on. Dawn's asking me a question, but I have to tell her I'm on this live. Um, Hold on. Sorry. I just had to answer a question real quick. Okay, so after Jim Meehan, we have the amazing Curtis Cost coming on at 8 p.m. Our dear friend Curtis will be on at 8 p.m., followed by Dr. Janet Levitin at 8:30 p.m. Dr. Levitin is a partner with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny in her practice, and Dr. Levitin is going to be doing a presentation, a PowerPoint on homeoprophylaxis, followed by Rabbi Michael Green at 9:30 p.m. And then Catherine Layton from ICANN. She works on the High Wire show. She will be coming on at 10 p.m., followed by Rabbi Zev Epstein at 10:30 p.m., who's also a dear friend of ours. We've known him for a while now. He was at our very first event, our press conference last year as well. Followed by David Oldham, our good friend David Oldham of Constitutional Grounds. He'll be coming on at 11 p.m. And we're going to talk about some constitutional issues with these vaccine mandates. And then at 11:30 p.m., Imani Mamalushan. Many of you know her. She's a good friend of ours as well here in Connecticut, and all over the place. Actually, she's not just in Connecticut. She's with the New Earth Project and several other organizations. She's doing some great things. Oh, there's Jay. There you are. It worked. And the amazing Jay Cherry has joined us. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Look at this. You got all this cool stuff going on over here.
This is awesome. I mean, this is amazing. I've been practicing all week, and I think it's going to be just an absolutely wonderful event. So I've just gone through the list with everybody, Jay. I've told them about all the guests we're going to have from 10 a.m. until I'm up to midnight now. So now I'm going on to midnight, and I'm going to tell people who's coming on after midnight. We have the amazing Dr. Chris Shaw from the University of British Columbia, who will be coming on to talk about aluminum toxicity at midnight. And his research with aluminum in the brain with vaccines. He's just an amazingly brilliant human being. He'll be coming on at midnight, followed by Charlie Robinson from the Macroaggressions podcast. We met Charlie. Don and I met Charlie about going on 2 weeks ago now. We were on his show. He's out of Colorado. And he's done a lot of shows about vaccines. So he's going to come on and do a segment with us at 1 a.m. And then Carl Kanthak is coming on at 2 a.m. Now, some of you may have met Carl down at the VI event. He's a good friend, a very good friend of J.B. Handley. That's how I was first connected with Carl. And he is amazing with statistics. He's amazing with breaking down these mandates and legislation and poking holes in the data. And so he is just very, very brilliant as well. And actually, JB endorsed him as the smartest person he's ever met in the movement. And that includes everyone from Bobby Kennedy to, I'm not even going to mention names, but everyone he's met, he said he puts him at the top as far as his brilliance. So that's no knock at anyone else, but I'm just telling you, he's a really smart guy. Then at 3 a.m., 3 a.m., who's coming on at 3 a.m.? Right? West Coast people, Susie Olson Corrigan is coming on at 3 a.m. from Washington State. We love Susie. She's become a good friend of ours as well, and she's actually one of our state-to-state coordinators for the Freedom Alliance and We the Patriots. And then at 4 a.m., it gets interesting. We have people that I've never even met before coming on out of Israel. We have Tamir Turgal, who's an attorney working with parents of vaccine-injured children. He's coming on at 4 a.m., followed by, I believe I have confirmed for 4:30, but I have to double-check my email. Dana, and I can't remember her last name. I apologize. She's another attorney who's also working with parents of vaccine-injured children in Israel. So the two of them together talking about what they're doing on the international front, even though they don't have, obviously the laws are different there. And as Dana told me today, actually, something very interesting in an email I just want to share with you guys. She said, I'm not a pro like you, Jay, so you'd have to forgive me.
I'm impressed with your software. You got to tell me about. I like the fact that you got the lower third there.
Yeah.
The ticker going across there like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just and to put both of them on at once, I just figured out today, like minutes ago. So I here it is. So Dana says, Dana Kowalski And she said she's a certified lawyer in Israel, and she fights in court to help parents defend their medical freedom. Believe it or not, even though there is no mandatory vaccine in Israel, there's
Oh,
no vaccine mandates. Even though there is no mandatory vaccine in Israel, parents find themselves fighting for their right to make medical choices for their children. Now, during this pandemic, we are forced to wear masks every time we leave the house, and people can get fined if they're not wearing one, even if they are the only ones on the street. Women in labor getting fined for not wearing a mask while they're struggling to breathe through their contractions. Yes, it's that mad. That's what she said. So I mean, we're hearing some of those same stories here in the United States, but it's happening everywhere. So she's going to talk about what's going on in Israel. Then we have Esther Reynolds from Jerusalem. And again, I sorry if I'm butchering these names. She's coming on at 5 a.m. I don't know exactly everything about her. But I will get more information. We may also be having an OBGYN coming on to talk about. There's one person who's just an amazing individual who was the person that she's done research with the Gardasil vaccine. And she is, I just have to find, again, I'm not as good as just jumping to things. I've seen you do stuff on your broadcast, and you're reading stuff and looking at stuff, and you make it look so easy because you're just used to having multiple devices and things and jumping from screen to screen, and I'm just not. So this is good that we're testing this, even though I'm testing it in front of a live audience. Now, what can you see? Now, while I'm looking for this, I want to ask you, what can you see on your screen? Are you able to see, like, do you have the icons on the bottom, share screen, cam, mic? Do you have all that?
Yeah, I have the cam, the mic, mute, leave studio. Then there's a box here. You're in the show telling me, that I'm in the show.
Are you able to share your screen? Can you try to do that right now?
Let me see what I can do.
Because that's really
hold on a second, let me put my glasses on. Screen sharing. 2 monitor screen sharing. Okay, let me do it. Okay, allow. Wait, select a screen.
Dr. Diane Flesher, we're trying to get for that last spot. She's the gynecologist who discovered premature menopause in girls who were Gardasil.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be a very interesting interview. I hope we can get her. Then we have Sue Assad coming on at 6 a.m. She's a very close friend of Susie Olson Corrigan. She's from Istanbul. In Turkey, and she's going to talk us about the work. She's spoken at Autism One before. She's done a lot of work with vaccine injury, and so she's going to come on and tell her personal story. She has a very personal story as to what happened to her. Well, I'm not going to get into all I don't even know all the details right now, but Susie told me just the other day, and so that's going to be a very compelling interview. And then at 7 a.m. we have Rabbi Henry Morse. If you remember, Rabbi Morse came to our religious freedom.
Yeah. Wait, which one is this? There were a couple of them. One was
3.
And I forgot
all
his name.
3 of them.
He wanted a video, and I apologized to him because I haven't gotten that. I had a problem with his video that unfortunately didn't click, and then I got lost in Messenger. So I apologize if that's the rabbi that was asking for that video.
One of them is probably there because we're having all 3 that were there for the public hearing date. We're having all 3 of them on. Rabbi Henry is the last one coming on at 7 a.m. Then Ricky Varandas from the Ripple Effect podcast. We've been on his show twice now, or I've been on his show twice. Don and I were on the first time. He's he's just up the road actually in Ludlow, Massachusetts, but his podcast has really taken off. He's connected with other podcasters across the country. He's had Del Bigtree on. I think he's had he's had who else? The name's escaping me. He gave me a list of names of people he's had on a show recently, but he's had some really amazing people on his show, and he does a lot of shows about vaccines. And then at 9 a.m., Jeffrey Jackson's coming on. He's our last guest. He will be, as you know him, you've seen him on the High Wire many times.
Jeffrey Jackson.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's coming on at 9 a.m. And then 9:30 will be our closing. So that'll be on Sunday morning. Dawn's coming on with me to close it up. So you're going to come on to open it up. She's coming on to close it out. So we have all of our founders on both ends. And I'm going to be just manning the ship for most of the way through. I did tell them about you coming on as a guest host, Jay, from 4:30 to 6:30. tomorrow. So you'll be interviewing Dr. Pileski, Kim Mack Rosenberg, Kevin Jenkins, and starting the interview with Sterling Hill. I'll tell you a little bit about Sterling. She describes herself, and Sheila Ely does as well, as Sheila's homegirl from Louisiana. So
Oh,
they've
wow,
they've
nice.
they've known each other for many years. Sterling has done a ton of research with the MTHFR. She actually runs an organization called MTHFR Support. She has found things in testing and genetic testing that nobody else has. In fact, she was instrumental in healing both Sheila and her son Temple. Who we've seen, we know from the Vax documentary. Sheila found something. I mean, Sterling found something in his testing that was able to really help Sheila a lot. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about that when she comes on. But I'll come back at 6:30. Sterling's got a full out. May have a full hour. I do want to let you know it's possible we'll have a special guest coming in at 6:30. Another guest that I'm waiting to hear back from, but I don't want to mention his name because if he can't confirm, I don't want to disappoint people. But we may have one more coming on at 6:30. Otherwise, Sterling will take that full hour. So that's pretty much it. So I just ran down the list. We have just an amazing lineup tomorrow. It's going to be 24 hours. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I've got to get to bed early tonight. So that's why I'm trying to test this now while it's still early enough. Because if I don't get sleep, I mean, it's going to be rough tomorrow. So I got to get a lot of sleep and then hydrate myself and make sure I have food here. I've got myself set up here in the basement office, but I'm like Joe Biden. I'm in my basement. That was a bad joke. I'm nothing like Joe Biden, but it's going to be great. So, we're looking forward to it. Everybody's excited. It's been getting a lot of play on Twitter, on Facebook. Some big names have been retweeting this. That we're actually, it's getting us a lot more Twitter followers just from this event. Did you see the promo video? Did you have a chance to see the promo video?
Yeah, no, I shared it around. It was a really nice video. Nice job. Who did the work?
Carol.
Nice.
Yeah, our good friend Carol did that for us. Let me. I'm going to see actually if I'm able to play it on the screen
You
because
should be able to just share your screen and
yeah,
video.
I haven't tried sharing my own screen yet, so it's probably a good idea for me to do that if I'm going to do that tomorrow, because there may be a couple points tomorrow, especially if we're talking about legal stuff. If I want to throw a law up there, I may want to share my own screen. So let me do that. Let me look in the Connecticut Freedom Alliance page. All right. So here it is, and it should be right down here. I'm just scrolling down to find it, and then I just don't want to share my screen until I have, here it is. So it's right here. So let me do this. I'm going to go back to StreamYard. The name of the software, by the way, is called StreamYard. It's got a really cute icon. You'll see it when I share my screen. It's got a little mallard duck in the corner with headphones on. It's cool. All right. So are you able, now I'm saying share, are you able to see it yet? It doesn't look like it's working yet. Oh, here we go. Now I've got it. Now you should be able to see it. Can you see me sharing my screen?
Yeah, that's your screen. Yep.
All right. So now let me play this. Let me do this full screen. And let me start from the beginning. Here's our promo video.
No volume on that.
What's that?
There's no volume on that I'm hearing on my end anyway. I'm looking it up on here.
All right, hold on.
Still not hearing nothing. Still not hearing nothing. If there's a delay. I wonder. Ooh. Yeah. Still not hearing nothing. If there's a delay. definitely getting feedback there. I wonder why that is. I wonder.
It should be back to the regular screen. Oh, you know what? It looks like the mute button was clicked. But I wonder if that was just while the video was on. Now, look, this is weird. Now our videos are smaller.
Oh, that audio. Hold on. I'm going to put headphones on because I have it on my phone. And hold on a second. It's getting a lot of feedback. So hold on.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of a delay.
All right, let me see. Can I hear you? Hello? Are you there? I'm not hearing nothing.
I'm here.
I gotta get better headphones.
Can you hear the video now?
No, I can hear you though.
You can't hear the video still.
I don't hear the video.
I can hear it in my headphones though. That's so weird. Can you hear the video now?
Did that feedback go away?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't hear the video still. I don't hear the video. So you still weren't able to hear the video?
No, I can hear you just fine. And I figured out you definitely have to use headphones with this because it was feeding back like miserable.
Okay. So when you had the headphones off, it was very difficult for you to hear?
No, I could hear you just fine, but when I checked the feed on my phone to see what it sounded like, I could hear that. And that's probably from not having headphones. Sometimes software has like an echo cancel.
Yep.
That you can cancel the echo.
So let me see if I can do that. Echo cancel. Where would that be? Settings.
Somewhere in the audio, but that shouldn't affect your. A lot of people wear headphones, so that shouldn't affect your audio for your screen. There's probably something else to get your audio to share with that.
It says disable audio processing.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds. Be careful.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, I got feedback one time messing with audio, so I'm just getting ready.
Play a sound when guests enter. Guests must no. Guests see viewer comments. That's fine. Okay. General settings. Shift videos up for comments, banners. All right. Well, I'm not going to play around too much with that. It seems. I mean, I'll just recommend when I send that email out to the guests tonight, I'll recommend that they use headphones.
Yeah. That's because I definitely am not here. It sounds much. Where to go? It sounds much better now.
Okay, great. And you know, Jen, I got brand new webcam for this.
Nice.
Brand new headphones and mic, and a brand new a laptop I just bought on my own because I needed a new laptop for myself. So that was just a personal purchase, because I needed that for a long time. But the Connecticut Freedom Alliance got new headphones and this webcam. So because we do a lot of broadcasts now. And so we're going to be using this for all of our interviews. We're doing this on pretty much, it seems like every week we have an event plan now. And what we do, we have the Constitution course every Tuesday, but we have special events every week or every other week, or sometimes multiple times a week. So this is going to be great for us to use. We're going to continue using this software going forward. The only thing I don't really like about this software is that it doesn't allow you to record more than 8 hours. Now, normally that's not a problem, right? Normally you're not doing an 8-hour show or a 9-hour show, but in this case, because it's 24 hours, I think it's only going to record the first 8 hours.
I like the fact that you don't have to use Skype, actually, because my software will be up in December. So I'm just curious about this because I like the fact that you don't have to have Skype to bring in the guests. How many guests can you bring in at a time?
It depends on which package you have. So right now I have the professional package, which is the highest level one. I think you can bring up to 10 guests on at a time. But I'm probably going to downgrade after this event. The only reason I got the for this month, because I'm paying by the month. So, or we're paying by the month, I should say. After this month, I think I'm going to downgrade to the mid-range package. Because the reason I did this one is it's unlimited streaming in HD, and it also allows up to 10 guests, and it allows you to stream up to 8 platforms simultaneously. Whereas the other one is only
my God, nice software. I'm gonna go write this down. StreamYard.
StreamYard with
StreamYard.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it's
hooked in for a little bit with the software because I purchased it for the year to save money. But this one looks pretty good.
and we may be doing that too. I just didn't want to do it yet because I wanted to go month to month at first to test it. Because I was afraid that if there were major glitches and we didn't want to do it, I didn't want to commit that much money for the whole year because it is. I mean, it's fairly expensive. I mean, it's not huge, but it's a chunk of change, and I don't want to spend that unless I know that it's something we really like and really want to continue using. So, but once we do decide on it, then I will go with an annual, I think. But yeah, we'll see how it works tomorrow. That's going to be the big test. We'll see how this goes tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. I'm really psyched if you can't tell. I just have to get my interviews ready tonight to make sure I've got questions prepared and things like that. And I mean, for the most part, honestly, I don't do a lot of heavy preparation because I like the guests to do more talking than me, believe it or not. I know it seems like I like to hear myself talk. When I'm doing interviews, I'd much rather hear the guests talk. And just ask some simple questions and have them take off. And these are people, I mean, you're going to get Dell on, you're going to have, Dr. Tenpenny. I mean, these are Dr. Jack. I mean, these are people that are used to talking about this subject. Okay. So they're going to they're going to have a wealth of knowledge and they're not going to need me to direct the conversation, so it'll be good. But all right, well, thank you so much for coming on to Jay to test this with me, and thank you everybody who watched today. I have the donation ticker. I'll have that up there tomorrow. The great thing too is I can add a banner in real time. So if I wanted to add a banner right now, for instance, that said the CT Freedom Alliance is oh no, here this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Can I put something up there? So if you were a guest tomorrow, I'm going to have everybody promoting their own organization. So what is your website for the Jay Cherry Foundation?
jcherrypresents.com.
So if I wanted to put that up, which I'm going to donate now at, something, I just messed something up. All this code came up. Oh no, that didn't look good.
I'm impressed with this software. I'm like, man, Restream is a chunk of change, and they're okay, but and I'm also using Ecamm Live. So you're using two different, or you have one main software that you're using? Can you do a green screen?
I can do a green screen. I haven't figured that out. I haven't figured that out yet.
That's easy. That's easy.
What does that allow me to do, though?
In my recent broadcasts, if you've seen them lately, but I have a green screen behind me, so I can put whatever picture I want and fill the screen instead of, I have like curtains, you can't see them right now, and I can pull this.
There, it worked. I got it.
There's my green screen. Now, with the green screen, if there was an image, I would have it on there. This is just a cheap tablecloth, by the way. I'm giving away my secret. But I have a clothing rack, so I can wheel this around my studio and put this away when I'm not using it, which is very, very convenient.
Well, if you put that up, then you put a picture up, it would come up behind you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I've seen you do that before, but I didn't know it was a tablecloth.
Well, yeah, it's a tablecloth. I know it's funny because when I have a guest come in and they're on Skype with me, they're seeing this ugly background. I'm like, that's not what you're going to see online. You can project anything you want, anything you're talking about. You could project, you could put your logo there. You could put Ned Lamont's mug if you're talking about him. You could put a newspaper article.
But see, I thought I'd be able to do that here. Like if I minimize it, it does have the, like I put that the flyer we made. Mm-hmm. I put that so you can see that behind us now.
I see that that's really cool. It's a nice feature. So you could do that too.
But Zoom lets you do it right away without a green screen behind you.
Where it fills up your background?
Yeah, so I was hoping this had the same feature, but if you go to Zoom, because for instance, my son does this summer when he was doing distance learning, his teachers, that's one of the things he worked for because he really, really likes to do backgrounds, he calls it. I want to do a background. And so his teacher would find different pictures of things he would ask for, like TV shows or whatever, scenes from his favorite show. and put it up as a background. All she had to do is click it. You just like uploading an image and make it your background, and it goes behind you. So you can have that on the whole time that you're talking, a custom image. I thought this would allow, and you don't even need a green screen with Zoom. But Zoom, the reason I didn't use Zoom for this is number one, it doesn't have all these cool overlays and tickers and everything. The other reason I didn't use Zoom is it's been very, very unreliable. When we've had broadcasts before, when we've had interviews, it's dropped. You can't connect to Facebook. Like I can't tell you the number of times Don and I have not been able to connect to Facebook, and it only allows you to stream to one platform at a time. So for all of those reasons, we said we have to find something else for this event. This is going to be a huge event. We've got to have something professional. And I think we found it.
Nice. Oh, I'm very impressed with the software. Mine does 3 platforms at one time. And then, well, you could do 10, but it gets up there in cost. It's already expensive with just 3. You put 10 and it goes boom.
Yeah, this one allows 8, and I think the mid-range tier is like 4 at one time, 3 or 4. So it's still good even for the mid-range. I mean, most of the time we only need, right now we're broadcasting to the public groups, CT Freedom Alliance and We the Patriots, as well as our YouTube channel, CT Freedom Alliance YouTube channel, and Periscope. So we're on Periscope right now too. So it should be good. Anyway, I'll let you go. I want to try to just rest a little bit this evening so that I can get myself ready for tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the morning. And we'll kick this off at 10 a.m. sharp. You can jump into the room a little early, a few minutes early, Jen, because obviously I'm going to start right at 10. So if you want to just jump in and make sure everything's working okay, we can do that. Sorry, someone's gonna call me.
Make sure you got all the guests have the browser, the correct browser.
Yes, I'm going to send the email out hopefully momentarily. I'm going to send an email out with all of the updates for tomorrow, with the updated schedule, and also the links to join and the instructions about the browser and everything. So I'm going to get that out ASAP.
No restaurants still vaccine.
What? Dawn just texted. There's here. Hold on a second. Tim just said it. Holy cow. What did she just say? She says closed until at least June 21st. Oh my gosh.
What is closed?
New York City Mayor de Blasio won't allow people to dine in restaurants until a vaccine is developed. And we got a battle, guys. I'm glad you're doing this, Brian. We got a lot of freaking work to do. This is a scary freaking time. I had for the first time today was denied service, and the people in my town were like rabid dogs around me. It was just disgusting. I was like shaking. I was so pissed. So I messaged.
You were denied, sir. Let's talk about this tomorrow morning because when we kick when we kick it off. So I want to tell a little bit about my personal story, and I want you to tell about what's happened. Well, you know what? I actually want you to tell about how you got involved in this movement, to be honest with you, and your personal story, because you've been in it longer than pretty much anyone. You and Dawn are like neck and neck, because I think she's at like 17 or 18 years almost, and I think that's right around the time you came into it. So the both of you have been in it way longer than I have. So I want to hear your story tomorrow. You've told it to me privately before, but if it's all right, I'd like you to share your story tomorrow. And then I'm going to share my story as well. And that's how we're going to kick this off. We're going to tell everybody about what we're doing, obviously, and how exciting it is, but then we're going to tell a little bit about ourselves and our personal story, and that's only a half an hour, so that'll go like that. And then Dr. Hooker comes on right after that. So
very cool. Sounds so it'll awesome. Be good. Awesome. Good work.
All right. I will talk to you tomorrow then. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right.